Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and it is no secret that when the incredibly slow Field of the Dead decks went away, although there is slow Oko right now, basically everybody adapted to Cavalcade because that was one of the major gimmicky threats that low skill players would play because that deck plays itself. So you see it enough that they adapted to incredibly fast blitz strategies, which is kind of a shame because my Candy Cane deck was crushing it, but now it is not. I think it's below a 50% win rate now, so I've abandoned it. Really, I should just get Reaper done. It's been like a month. Anyway, I decided, well, let's go the other way with it. Let's go super slow, but not like super slow, not like rude slow, not like 1 hour, like I'm going to run my deck out one card at a time and then win the game with Jace slow. Okay, I'm not a monster. But I thought, let's just do something a little more procedural, a little bit more control heavy, where it's like, let's just sit back on 1 or 2 or 3 strategies and just let them win the game, and then the rest is just cover for it. And I thought the perfect colors to do that with right now were black, blue. But I mean, obviously, in the last at least 2 years, probably longer, I'd say even going back to Khans of Tarkir, white, blue, black decks, aka Esper, you guys know I hate the nicknames, those decks have been just a menace. They have been a disgrace to the game. It's basically 3 control colors, but mixed with hyper powerful creatures. It's the reason you shouldn't be able to play 3 colors in standard. So I dumped white. I said, screw it, let's keep it simple. And just went with a very, very basic strategy deck. I wanted something where I can just watch Netflix while simultaneously watching my opponents lose. So I created this deck called New Deck. And I made it at like 3 a.m, and I was like really messed up on melatonin, but I really wanted to get it done. So a lot of careful math and planning went into this deck. I just realized it's 70 cards and I never did anything about it. Well, too bad. You trim it down. Screw you. So we've got Knight of the Ebon Legion, which honestly should be banned. Then we got Vampire of the Dire Moon, because the whole point is that you stall and you sit on Death Touch. Death Touch, counter spells, and removal. So you sit on that, and then you win the game with other cards. So then we got Frogify, wonderful card, because it basically removes something. I mean, otherwise they got to hit you 20 times with it to win by itself, so yeah. And then you got Negate, because duh, you got to stop stuff. I mean, it's blue, you run counter spells. But only 3 though. It turned out reacting to things after the fact was more reliable than reacting to them in real time. Then we got Black Lance Paragon, which I love because you can flash it in, it gains Death Touch lifelink, you gain 3 life, and you take something out. It's basically a 2-cost kill spell that gains you 3 life. And then also you can drop it in as a creature with pseudo haste during your opponent's end step, and then swing with it immediately on your turn. So that's just good. And I mean, it goes to show how very particular this deck is that I'm only running 2 of it. So then we got Dreadhorde Invasion. I was thinking about completely and utterly dropping this card because I don't have a way in this deck to reliably get around that life gain. This is honestly more of a black-white card. But if you get enough of these out, especially 2, 3, 4, 5, because Mirror Maid, you can just crush them. It's reliable creatures every turn, and as soon as you get to 6, it gains lifelink. So then you just swing away and who cares? I mean, 6 life gain, you can almost take like a swing back of almost any size. So, I don't know. I thought about just ditching it completely, but then this is one of the 3 win cons, and it's one of the 3 cards that Mirror Maid can clone. Then we got Orzhov Enforcer. I mean, Death Touch with Afterlife. I mean, that's just amazing. So you can block with it, take something out, and then block again with a chump blocker. I mean, I love this card. It's so good. Then we got Mirror Maid. So you may have Mirror Maid enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact or enchantment on the entire battlefield. I have cloned somebody's Cavalcade and beat them with it because this deck just happens to have a lot of 1/1s. I thought that was funny. But anyway, yeah, you would normally just clone one of your best enchantments in this deck because this deck wins with enchantments. This whole deck was based on basically like, I miss Torment of Scarabs, and This is what I'm doing about it. So then we got Sinister Sabotage because duh, I mean, come on. Then we got Davriel. So he's a little bit of a win con. He doesn't have to be here, but he is only an uncommon wild card to burn, and you probably have him. So just make them remove cards and then just 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage. They have to focus on him, not your life total. So he kind of serves the same purpose as a life gain card while also only costing 3, while also being a control card, while also being a win condition. I mean, come on. Then we got Murderous Rider. If you're running black, run 4 of this. That's how you play Magic in 2019. I mean, he could take out a creature or a planeswalker, then he's a 2/3 lifelinker. I mean, come on. Then we got Ill-Gotten Inheritance. That's WinCon number 1. And if I recall, I think Torment of Scarabs actually costs 4 as well. So this deck is very similar. So at the beginning of your upkeep, it deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. So you start going the correct direction. Then at any point, if you are within 4 of killing them, just win the game. Pay 6, sack it, 4 damage, you gain 4 life. Boom, done. You can use it to emergency keep yourself alive, to finish off an opponent that accidentally let too many creatures through. I've had people do that, believe it or not, in the Diamond League. People are really dumb, apparently. And otherwise, I've just nuked people for exactly 4 and won the game. So this is one where if you get enough copies and then you're just sitting on a line of Death Touchers, that's it. And that's what this whole deck does. Number 2, Revenge of Ravens. And this card, oh my god. If you drop in 1, they cannot win the game with any amount of 1/1s. It does not matter how many they have. I guess sparing Cavalcade, but normally swinging with 1/1s, they will immediately have you gain 1 life and they lose 1 life per attacker. So their attack does nothing. It doesn't matter if they have 30 of them. It doesn't matter. So if you get out 2 of them, 2/2s can't win the game. If you get out 4 of them, 4/4 creatures or smaller cannot win the game. It is not possible to win the game with creatures if they are not 5/5 or bigger, and even then the 5/5s are effectively swinging for 1 while hitting themselves for 4. Or I should say the owner, not themselves, the owner of the cards. So once you get enough of these out, if they're playing some kind of Flood Rush deck, that's it. Now if they're just swinging with 1 giant creature, this is going to take the edge off a little bit, and they are going to take damage themselves. Like, if they swing with a 6/6 and you got 3 of these out, they're taking 3 every time they swing. So it's not like this card gets shut down. This is such an amazing card, especially considering my record is getting 5 of these out with Mirror Maid. So then we got Liliana, Dreadhorde General. I mean, she didn't have to be here, but she's a control card, a win con. She's just everything. She costs 6, whatever. Feel free to cut her if you don't have the wild card. Then we got Finale of Eternity. It kills up to 3 creatures. I mean, this is like the best non-board wipe black kill spell other than Legion's End or whatever, but that's like mana cost 2 or smaller. I don't like that, but I only put in 2 because it takes a mountain of mana. And normally you would not take out 1 or 2 toughness creatures with this because you don't care about them because of Revenge of Ravens. But then it is only 4 cards out of, I was going to say 60. Clearly that's not the case. I could probably trim this down to 60 in about 10 seconds. Should I? I should. Screw it. You guys are patient, right? I know people on YouTube are known for their legendary patience. You know what? Screw Liliana. I'm sick of her. What else? I don't get much mileage out of those. Let's see. I mean, either run 4 or you don't. That's what I hate. Fine, Knight's going because you got to pay to get him Death Touch. He is kind of a win con, but it's not often that you could swing through with him. What do we got for lands? 26. Okay. 24. We can go 22 in here. This is about a 22 deck. I do have Blast Zone in there, by the way. Okay, so 62. Good enough. Close enough. Whatever. Screw it. Well, then I suppose I got to add 1 because, okay, so it'd be 63 because it's 23 out of 63. So you really want the fixing. I mean, look at this. It's like double blue, double black, double black. I mean, there's a bit in here. So 3 island, Castle Lochtwain, I love it. I almost should just, there we go. Let's just run 3 of these. It doesn't really matter if it comes in tapped. The card draw over time is huge. Especially since you empty your hand pretty quick with this too. I wouldn't even mind running 4 of these, to be honest. But yeah, we got the Dimir Guildgates in here because you just really need to fix it. You cannot get stuck on colors of this deck will do nothing. So we're also running Dismal Backwater, the Lifeland, and then Watery Grave, obviously, and Blast Zone and Fabled. I feel like Isn't there a land that I'm missing? Wait a minute. Let's see. I thought there was another dual land, and I'm like being a complete idiot. Maybe not. I don't remember what happened during rotation. That was years ago. I don't know what happened. Oh, that's a shame. It's grayed out. Oh, I'm so sad, you guys. Oh, world's smallest violin. No, I guess not. I don't know, unless I'm really missing something, whatever. I could go with the 5-color ones, but like, screw it. But yeah, Fabled Passage, I mean, hey, why not thin it out? Because once you get to 4, you don't really need more except for Finale. So yeah, that's this deck. I don't really need to show you gameplay. You just line up stuff, blow stuff up, and then win with the enchantments, like whatever. But I don't know, if I get a good recording into the next couple of tries, I'll tack one on the end. Otherwise, you guys can clearly see how this deck works. It's not a very powerful deck, but it's a very casual, different paced, different deck that not many people are playing with. So if you just want something different, kind of fun, kind of casual to bring to F&M, something just kind of interesting, control heavy, but not completely dickish, kind of interesting and chaotic and creative, kind of with that Commander vibe with Mirror Maid. You'd almost have to have Mirror Maid because this deck isn't even worth like the 2 rare wild cards to put this in, because it's just such a not good deck. But like, I don't know, I was winning like 40-50% with it. I don't know if that's just because it's new, because you guys know when you build a new deck, you get a huge advantage with it for like a couple games until the game adapts and figures out what beats the deck, and then they put you up against almost exclusively that for the rest of your life, it would seem. But I mean, it seems all right. It's playable. So build new deck today. You know what? Frogify is going to be the title card. There we go. And I put it on the big old golden Egos. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. Okay, I did get a really good gameplay example. So I'm starting with 2 Ill-Gottens, removal, and 2 Death Touchers and 2 lands. Now, I don't like starting with 2 lands, but I was not on the plays, so you could say I picked up the 3rd land on the draw there. He hits me with the Thought Erasure. That is just annoying, but welcome to the Shuffler, where they will give me highly redundant cards. So another kill spell, because the Shuffler's broken. I have literally pulled 3 Ill-Gottens with 2 Ravens in my opening hand. I mean, I actually got that on recording. I should throw that in right here, but that would mess up the timing. So I decided, screw it, I'll just throw him in, because he's playing blue. I don't know if it's like mill. I haven't seen a creature yet. I'm just like, let's hit the gas pedal. You got to flip the switch. And now I know he's playing a mass. So I actually, if I would have known that, I probably would have kept that in my hand. But I thought, okay, Dreadhorde, why not? Nope, I didn't say please. So that's gone. There we go. And since he was countered, which there's another one because the Shuffler's broken, he went to the graveyard and I can't cast him. So I do have 2 more removals. I thought, okay, that's cool. But I need to get out Ill-Gotten Inheritance. And I honestly need 2 of them, because you never know. This does appear to maybe be a Stall and Steel deck with Treacherous. I did get him resolved, though. But there's Brazen, and for some reason he didn't go with the bounce. I think that also costs 3 or 2 or something. So he actually gets out Revenge of Ravens. So this is like a flying fairy, but not like double draw deck. Very strange. Lots of removal. It's got an mass back end. I've seen it. It's pretty rare that people play this. Then he has Murderous, where it's almost a mirror match, except that my deck's better in the long term. His deck's better in the short term, FYI. So I did clone his, which is pretty funny because it's also in my decks. Now I theoretically could get out 5. It ain't going to happen. But there is the Dagger number 1. But it is 13-16. So I think that was a misswing. One of those was. I think that one I just thought he might block, because I thought he was an idiot. I mean, you never know. You got to try it once. There we go. Shrink him to a 1/1. So now the thing about the Frogify and Ravens is it makes the card irrelevant. It is effectively gone, because if he swings, I'll just let it through, gain the life, and it'll do nothing. He'll just hit himself for 1. So he hits Witch's Vengeance. Ouch. And I get Davriel, and he scoops to it. Yeah, he's just like, I can't beat Davriel. He knows he can't, because he'd have to swing, take 1 damage from Ravens, and then hit Davriel for 1 at a time. I'd hit him for 2 more. In the meantime, I'd be hitting him with Ill-Gotten, and then he doesn't know what I have in my hand, unless he does. And I could also nuke him for 4 at any time. So he just thought, with 0 cards in hand, I believe it was, why stick around? Just save the time. I absolutely do agree with that. So that is actually a pretty representative, typical game with this deck. So that's how it plays. Hopefully you guys have fun with it. This is a little more dynamic back and forth than just, me versus Gruul, or any kind of creature on the ground rush versus, stall and death touch, which is what this was built for. Something more creative like mill or like hyper control board wipe stuff. I don't know, whatever. I mean, it might win, it might not. If they don't swing with creatures, Ravens is useless. So it's a sketchy deck, but it is fun to play with. So hopefully you guys build it and have fun with it. I'll see you guys next video.